In a completely unhinged video that was released today, Tulsi Gabbard warns about nuclear war and tells Americans that we need to back off of Russia before they destroy the planet. The Trump administration has gone from trying to negotiate with Vladimir Putin to actively spreading his propaganda. Seriously, you won't be able to watch this nonsense without thinking that it was just made by Putin himself. Keep watching for the shocking full clip, and as always, be sure to like and subscribe for more. So before she was made the director of the National Intelligence Service, both Democrats and some Republicans warned about Tulsi Gabbard. The former Democrat turned Trump loyalists had previously been shunned out of politics because she was accused of being a foreign agent. Now these reports were never fully confirmed, but she did make visits to the former dictator and Russian puppet of Assad in Syria. She also may have had some secret acquaintances in the Russian government. Oh, and she's constantly spewing Russian propaganda straight out of Putin's government-run media. And of course, that's where we find Tulsi again today. This new video that she released herself starts off normal. She just got back from a visit to Japan and wanted to talk about her visit to Hiroshima, which is one of the only places that you can see the real-world effects of nuclear war. She then goes completely off the rails, however, and claims that global elites are pushing us towards nuclear war, and that we need to get back out of conflicts like in Ukraine to protect the peace.
I recently visited Hiroshima in Japan and stood at the epicenter of a city that remains scarred by the unimaginable horror caused by a single nuclear bomb dropped in 1945, 80 years ago. It's hard for me to find the words to express what I saw, the stories that I heard, the haunting sadness that still remains. This is an experience that will stay with me forever. This attack obliterated the city, killed over 300,000 people, many dying instantly while others died from severe burns, injuries, radiation sickness, and cancer that set in the following months and years. Nagasaki suffered the same fate. Homes, schools, families, all gone in a flash. The survivors, the hibakusha, they carried the pain of extreme burns, radiation sickness, and loss for decades. Survivors of this attack were asked to put in paintings and drawings their own memories and how they felt and what they saw, and those paintings and the suffering that they conveyed, the pain and the sense of loss were almost more powerful than the photos themselves. Yet this one bomb that caused so much destruction in Hiroshima was tiny compared to today's nuclear bombs. The bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima had a yield of just 15 kilotons of TNT, whereas today's nuclear warheads range in size from 100 kilotons to over 1 megaton. A single nuclear weapon today could kill millions in just minutes. Just one of these nuclear bombs would vaporize everything at its core: people, buildings, life itself. The shockwave would crush structures miles away, killing and maiming countless people. And then comes the fallout. Radioactive poison spreading through the air, water, and soil, condemning survivors to agonizing deaths or lifelong suffering. A nuclear winter could follow, with smoke and ash completely blocking the sun, plunging the world into darkness and cold, killing crops and starving billions. Acid rain would scar the earth, wiping out entire ecosystems. This isn't some made-up science fiction story. This is the reality of what's at stake, what we are facing now, because as we stand here today, closer to the brink of nuclear annihilation than ever before, political elite and warmongers are carelessly fomenting fear and tensions between nuclear powers. Perhaps it's because they are confident that they will have access to nuclear shelters for themselves and for their families that regular people won't have access to. So it's up to us, the people, to speak up and demand an end to this madness. We must reject this path to nuclear war and work toward a world where no one has to live in fear of a nuclear holocaust.
Gabbard claims that these secret elites are forcing nuclear powers to become enemies to try to spark a nuclear war. This is of course complete nonsense, but it is something that Vladimir Putin himself has said about his war in Ukraine. I didn't want to invade them, but Western globalists forced me to. The person Donald Trump put in charge of providing government intel to him is out here making videos to scare people away from supporting Ukraine and making Russia mad. And of course, just for good measure, with the protests in Los Angeles going on, Gabbard shows a CGI clip of LA getting nuked in her video. We are constantly pointing out the major red flags with Donald Trump's cabinet, but at what point do these go from just people being bad at their jobs to people actively working in the interests of our enemies? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more.